Welcome back to another week at From Vision to Legacy. I'm your host, Erica Marie, and this week we are going to talk about building habits to support building your legacy. I'm going to do my best to keep this video to about 15 minutes because that is my goal, right? So I know the past few videos have been about like 30 minutes each. The goal is for me to bring them down to becoming 10 to 15-minute videos because I do value your time, right? But I also want to make sure that you have the information. So finding that balance will be a learning curve for me, but I'm committed to learning it. So that being said, let's jump into this week's topic, which is all about building habits. Now, before I even start, right? Because I'll give you some examples, but before I even start, I want to be very clear. The best habits for you to build are the ones that you are going to be consistent in, the ones that you can stick to, right? And that's going to be different for everybody. So my habits that I've developed came from learning what habits best support me. Your habits are going to come from the same way. I can give you ideas, right? I can give you some examples, but the habits that you build for yourself need to be habits that you're going to stick to, that you can stay committed to, and that you can actually follow through on. Because if you can't follow through on these habits, if you can't be consistent with them, then they're not habits and they're not going to support you, right? They're just going to be things that you do at random times. And then it's no longer intentional, right? It's no longer supportive. It's just, oh, I feel like doing this, so let me do this, right? So let me give you some examples. So for me, right, I have a daily habit of recording my cash received for that day. I have literally this little tracker. Well, it's not little, right? But it's a tracker where at the end of every day, I put in exactly how much money I made that day. And it has a running total on it. And then it's broken down by month. So I can see, like, for January, I made this much, February, I made this much, so on and so forth, right? And then at the very bottom, it tells me how much I made for the entire year. But it's also broken down into daily amounts. So I can be like, okay, this was a really good day, or this was a really good month, right? Or this is where I can tighten things up so that I can bring more money in during this period because I didn't make that much, right? Whatever the case may be, it helps me with those insights. And in Build Your Legacy, I actually give you guys access to the daily cash tracker that I use. So you can use it to yourself if that is for yourself, sorry, if that's a habit that you want to build, right? If that's something that you want to do in order to keep your eye on your money more, right? Because we're building generational wealth. And to do that, we need to know where we stand financially at any given point in time, right? We need to have these snapshots that we can look at that tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, where we can improve, right? Where we're already strong, things like that. So that's a daily habit that I have. Weekly, I go over my finances. I review my finances from the week that just passed, and then I plan my finances for the following week. I also do this monthly. Okay. So a lot of my habits revolve around finances because that's where I am in my journey. I'm paying very close attention, right, to my money, to where it's coming from, to where it's going. I'm making sure it has a job. My savings is steadily increasing like I want it to, right? I'm having the money put up for the things that I plan to do. Finances plays a big role when it comes to me. Maybe finances isn't your strong suit, but you need it to be. When you're trying to build generational wealth, you have to have an idea of your financial position at any given time. You can't build wealth if you don't know how much wealth you have, right? You can't increase your money coming in if you don't know how much is coming in. You can't decrease the amount going out if you don't know how much is going out and you don't know where it's going. So, money plays a big role, right? But also goals, not just financial goals, goals in general, right? Goals that are bringing me closer to my vision for a lasting legacy, right? I want to make sure that my goals are in alignment. I want to make sure that I'm making progress to them. So I track these things. I pay attention to them. This is how you make informed decisions. Your habits should support you making informed decisions, not just in your business, but also in your personal life, right? So if I know that when my youngest is sick, I'm not going to get anything done. Maybe a goal I have is to have a caretaker for her, right? It is actually a goal that I have, right? Get a caretaker for her. So that way, even when she's not doing well, if I can't be with her the entire time, right? Maybe I have some things that I need to do in order to continue progressing on my journey. I have someone that I can trust and that she trusts to take care of her, right? These are examples of goals. They're not all money based, right? Your vision isn't all money based. Like, yes, money makes the world go round. Everything costs money, right? That's true. But your vision is so much more than that. Maybe your vision is a memory you want to make. Maybe that memory doesn't even cost anything, right? Maybe it's free. It's just spending more time with your kids, right? Going swimming, going to the zoo, going to an amusement park, having an experience, right? Like for me, this past Christmas, something I had always wanted to do with my girls for the longest, and I just kept putting it off, right? Was do a scavenger hunt on Christmas in nature. Living in Ohio, it was a silly vision to have, right? Because it's always cold. Nobody really wants to be out. And with my youngest, like taking her out in the cold wasn't smart. She could get sick, and then that could be bad. So we never really did it. But because this past Christmas was our first one in Georgia, guess what we did? We went on a Christmas scavenger hunt. We went to two different state parks. So we went to, oh, what was the name of it? So one was Finney Swamp Nature Park, I think, and then the other one, and that was in Augusta, and then the other one was in, I think, Waynesboro, and it was Magnolia Springs, I believe was the name of it. But we went there. We went to both of those, and we did a Christmas scavenger hunt, right? We saw lots of hawks. We saw different color leaves. We found winterberry, right? And I knew that was a thing, but I didn't know that was a thing until we did the scavenger hunt. So, I mean, you learn something new every day. But that's my point. Your vision could be things simple. Like going to those state parks didn't cost me a dime. It wasn't money related, right? But it was a memory that I wanted to make. It was something that I had always wanted to do with my girls that I was able to do. I let that vision come true when I made the move to Georgia. I'm like, okay, this is the perfect year, right? We're in Georgia. It's not as cold. There's not really snow, right? It did snow a couple days ago, but it wasn't snowing then. And it wasn't super cold. It was just chilly, but it wasn't Ohio temperatures, right? So I didn't have to worry about chairs getting sick. But we were able to make that vision come true. We did our scavenger hunt, right? So when you are building your habits, right? And a habit I wanted to build that I have been building is spending more time with my girls, right? That can be a habit that you have. Maybe you want to spend more time with your kids. Maybe you want to go on a scavenger hunt, right? Or maybe you just want to be able to go out and sit in nature and relax, right? Go on the beach. Maybe that's something you want to do. Everything doesn't have to cost money, right? But when you are building generational wealth, you still need to have habits that support you building generational wealth. And those are going to be financial related, right? But I want you to have a personal vision and a business vision, but know that they come together. Know that they are intertwined, right? One affects the other and vice versa. They come together because they're your broader vision. So, what habits can you build for yourself to support building your lasting legacy, right? And support you achieving your vision, whatever vision it is. It can be something small or it can be something big. Tell me below what habits, you can name just one, right? What habit are you committed to starting today? What's one habit that you're going to start that's going to support you on your journey, right? Journaling could be a habit that you do, right? Daily journaling or weekly journaling, just recapping your journey. That could be a habit. Remember, I said it doesn't have to be financial related, but you do need to have a good mix, right? So make sure some are financial related, but then make others more fun, right? Taking a walk every day, walking your dog if you have one, right? Or going to the park with your kids, whatever it may be, or just enjoying time in nature, right? Do those habits. Another one, remember I talked about scheduling things, right? So I schedule a lunch. So I have a lunch every day. I have a lunch break. Another habit you can have is, hmm, see, I had it in my head and then my train of thought went away. I love when that happens, and that was me being very sarcastic. Um, Whatever it is, it's fine. I'm sure it sparked something in you, right? Because if it sparked something in me, the reason I forgot it is because that was your moment to pause and reflect and be like, what habit can I start? Right? So, whatever habits you decide to build that are going to support you on your journey, do them because they're your habits. Just make sure you can be consistent with them. Okay. And it's important. Why is it important? I think that's probably the only thing I didn't cover yet. Why is or why are habits important on your journey? They're going to be important for different reasons, right? So the financial ones are important because you need to know where you stand financially. You can't build generational wealth without knowing what's involved in your particular wealth, right? How much money is involved, what property is involved, what businesses, things like that. You need to know these things, right? Um, I don't know where I was going with that. It's okay. So they're also important, right? Not only for keeping you informed, but also for allowing you to make informed decisions. They're also important because they're going to be the things that you do every day, every week, every month, every year, whatever, that are going to ensure you continue to make progress. Those habits should always support you making continual progress, right? You're starting here, you want to get here, you need to make progress consistently, continually. Your habits should support that, and they're important to supporting that. Those habits are how you get from point A to point B. Those habits are how you get from where you are right now to where you want to be. So build them, but build the ones that you can commit to, that you're going to continue to do day in and day out, or at whatever interval you set, right? Whether it's weekly financial review, recording daily cash, journaling every single day, finding time to meditate, finding time to take care of you because self care is important too. Whatever it is, whatever habits you decide to build, those are the habits you're supposed to. And embrace the journey, embrace the learning, embrace figuring out what your habits are, right? Because then you're learning more about yourself. And the more you learn about yourself, the more self aware you become, the quicker you can progress in your journey, right? Because you need to know you in order to achieve your vision. Your vision starts with you. Get to know you, get to know the habits that are going to help you, get to know the things that light you up, get to know you. Okay. I know that's not really a habits journey. It's not really habits related. Sorry. But it's important too. Maybe getting to know you becomes a habit that you make, right? Build a habit of getting to know yourself. Set time aside every day for you. And I know we're parents, we have competing priorities at all times, right? The end of the day might be your time, right? Or maybe early in the morning before the kids are up and your day really starts. Find that time to connect with you. Have that at least be one of your habits that you find time to connect with you. Do you know what I do? I shut my phone off at a certain point in time. I don't shut it off, but I put on do not disturb. That do not disturb title is literally connect with me. That means it's time for me. It's my time. I did everything else I was supposed to do as a parent and a business owner that day. Now it's my time, right? And my time's usually in the evening, but maybe your time's going to be in the morning, or maybe your time is in the middle of the day. Whenever your time is, it's your time. But make sure that that is a habit that you include when you start building those. Time for you because you matter. You matter to your vision because without you, your vision doesn't exist. So make sure you take time to get to know you, to take care of you. Okay. So that's it for this week. Make sure you drop what habit you're going to start, at least one, right? In the comments. Share this video, like, subscribe, invite your friends, invite your family, whoever, right, to come watch this. And I'm pretty sure I got it under 15 minutes. So next week, we're going to talk about setting boundaries. I always give you guys the next topic. So next week, we're going to talk about setting boundaries because that's important too. So until then, bye.